So the question that you should ask yourself, why should you spend money and the time to be on this session? Before I started this session, I was discussing with a colleague that, you see, you cannot decide what people are going to learn when you are teaching them. People will always learn many things that you never anticipated. So that is why every opportunity of learning actually becomes very important, because sometimes you actually learn accidentally. Knowledge is passed intentionally and unintentionally. So here, I believe, it is my belief that everyone should be interested in digital marketing. That is my belief. It can be a wrong perception, but that is it. That's what I believe. And I'm using an illustration here. I have two flags. These two flags, one is for Mauritius, and then another one is for South Sudan. So when you go to Google and type South Sudan, you'll get, that is what you'll get. You'll get this. You'll get that. When you go to Google and type Mauritius, that is what you'll get. Do you notice any differences between the two searches? Definitely yes. Definitely yes. There are differences. Can you point out these differences? Who can point out the differences? Yes, Wani?
I think the major difference there that I've seen is more on climate or weather. That in Mauritius they have shown us a water body, but then in South Sudan they have shown something that is more of a dry land with some tourism source, which is animals, and yet the other side is a water body.
Okay. So there are features that they are displaying. Here it is wildlife, then the other one is a beach. Okay. Thank you. Another person? There was another hand. Yes, Kenny.
Okay, on what I'm seeing, the pictures on the other hand looks more real, while the other one, South Sudan is more of fictional pictures.
Yes. Kenny, you have muted.
Okay, I was saying based on these pictures, the one of Mauritius looks more natural. You look at the water body, then look at the environment, while the one of South Sudan look more fictional, looking at those zebras. That one is not a natural. It's like something which is created. Then
Okay.
also the aspect of the camera.
What's the problem with the camera?
The camera, in the other hand, is more clear and looks more natural, while this one of South Sudan looks it is not a natural thing. It is not a natural thing. So
Okay.
someone just will know that this is a picture which is put there. So it is very hard for you to imagine. or to remember whether it is something which is real or not. But also it is, if you look at it critically, it shows that the point of tourist attraction, it tells us that in South Sudan we have this wildlife or wild conservation, while on the other hand it is more of water bodies.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, Betty?
Thank you. Yeah, the display of the past is showing how beautiful that place is, meaning it can attract a lot of tourists, and everyone is willing like to go and see how this place is and how beautiful it is. And well, in our country, there's nothing beautiful displayed apart from the white animals. Although this one can get into this, so it's like we, our digital marketing, all the way we are still here is still we are still, let me say, we are still backward, and the other place is more developed. That's what I'm thinking.
Thank you. Okay, the last person is Santino.
Yes, I for me
Yes,
the
you can go
difference
ahead.
that I notice is that there is more information about Mauritius online than South Sudan. This is what I noticed from these two pictures.
It's more about what?
There is more information given about Mauritius online than South Sudan.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Michael?
Yes, I would like just to say I try to compare Mauritius and South Sudan. When we talk
Mm-hmm.
about customer creation, it's like what can attract more customers. When we see Mauritius, their nice environment, their good views of the hills and mountain and the rivers. When you compare to South Sudan, you can just see only animal. It's just like domestic, or what we call tourist attraction. So we don't have
Mm.
much on South Sudan, but in Mauritius we have more than in South Sudan, which it can more attract. Mauritius can attract more customers than South Sudan.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your contributions, all of you. What you see there with Mauritius is because they want to appear like that. What you see with the South Sudan is like this beautiful woman who is having this chocolate skin tone, but has not applied anything to it. So in this case, what Mauritius has applied is that they have gotten a very good camera and taken the good photos. Okay, and then two, you can see that they have things to do. Things to do. These things could have been done by Google itself, because Google has what we call Google reviews. If you go to a place uh, using your Google Maps, when you visit such places, you can give your review, and then Google picks up those reviews, and they are the way they are appearing here. These are reviews, and you can see the stars if you are keen enough. Those are reviews. It means that people have visited these places and they are describing how their experiences were. But in South Sudan, we don't have those reviews, and that's why they are not appearing here. And the first thing that appears here is Wikipedia, and then the first thing that you see here is the things to do. Now, the whole point is that a country needs to strategically position itself to be able to attract the right people to it. So Mauritius has strategically positioned itself to attract tourists, to even attract investors. Because if I am an investor, when I type into Google Mauritius, and these are the things that I can see, I can have the impression that Mauritius is organized compared to South Sudan. And one of the questions that I asked last time when I posted this was that, okay, who is doing the digital marketing for your country? In most countries, they have the national tourism boards, because tourism itself is a very big sector. And to attract investors, you need to strategically position yourself, even using digital platforms. So what information comes when you type South Sudan? What information comes when you type Mauritius? That is an example. So if digital marketing, because this is strategically positioning yourself in the digital spaces, if digital marketing is very important to a country, then definitely it is also very important to you, the person, to the organizations that you will start, or to the organizations that you're working for. And that's why digital marketing is actually very important and it matters. Now, the next question will be, do I really have the skills to thrive in digital marketing spaces? Or is this something that is completely new, that you need to take a lot of time to understand what goes in there? I want to say that digital marketing does not require a lot of technical skills. Okay? What has actually happened is that we have had the curve flattening of the curve. What does that mean? That previously we had tasks that are very hard to do, that are highly technical. These tasks now can be done by simple AI tools. So things like, for example, developing a website. These were highly technical skills some years ago, but now you can develop a website, a basic website, within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes. That is not a technical skill. It has now flattened that everyone can actually develop a website. Okay? So you don't need to be formally trained before, when let us say 2 years or 3 years for you to have competencies in digital marketing. The skills are not highly technical. Second thing is about outsourcing. When we talk about outsourcing, it means someone else doing the work for you. Now, if by the time we finish this training, what are the things that you can do and what are the things that you can outsource? Okay, if you know that out of the digital marketing skills, let us say if there are 15 and you can do 12, it means you can hire someone else to do the remaining 3. So outsourcing is also an opportunity or an option that you can go for. But also with outsourcing, you need to know what you are outsourcing. And now let me describe this. You cannot get something that you don't know. You cannot get something that you don't know. What does that mean? That when you, let us say, you are in a position as, let us say, the executive director of a community-based organization in your community there. You are the director, executive director, and you want a website for this organization. If you don't know the ingredients of a website, it is going to be very difficult for you to get the right person to do what you want. Otherwise, They will charge you $1,000 and they'll build for you a website of $100. So that is why it becomes very important for you to actually know what are the things that actually make up a very good website. So regardless of your position, whether you are health coordinator, whether you are project manager, whatever position that you hold, you need to have these basics such that even if you're outsourcing, you know what you are going to outsource. I used to say that the currency in digital spaces is attention. I'll repeat that. The currency in digital spaces is attention. The more people you have glued to your content or to your website, whatever it is, digital assets, the more money you will have. And it is not surprising that among the 5 richest people in the whole world, the people who have platforms where we spend a lot of time, they are the ones that are actually the richest. Elon Musk is having X, formerly called Twitter. Is the richest person in the world. How many hours do you spend on X? Mark Zuckerberg is also among the top richest people. You spend a lot of time on Facebook, and that is why he's actually rich. So the whole point here is that if you can have people spend time on your platforms, then it is likely that that is going to translate into money. So what are people basically doing when they are on online spaces? Here, we have a lot of people using emails, people who are searching for information on search engines, and then we have those who are watching videos, those who are listening to audio, we have those that are on social media, we have those that are playing games on digital platforms, digital gamers, we have those that spend time on smartphone messaging apps, and then we have those that spend a lot of time listening to podcasts. So for you, what do you do when you are online? What do you do when you are online? And how is that time valuable to you? What value does it add? Or you are spending data and time and not taking any value? Or is your value only entertainment?